Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook.
Pirates make a trade. Pirates on the road right now in Milwaukee, and the Steelers back to work at training camp. But first, with a very heartfelt address from head coach Mike Tomlin. Welcome, everybody, to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook. I'm your host, Josh Taylor, in tonight for Rich Walsh. Joining me also live from the 93.7 The Fan newsroom. Of course, he is columnist for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, also host of the Paul Zeise Show on 93.7 The Fan. Paul Zeise joining me this evening. Paul, how you doing?
I'm doing good tonight, Josh. Good to finally be on with you. It's been a while.
I know. It's been a while since we've actually been on this show together to talk. And you want to start with Jarrod Dyson? Let's go there first. Traded to the Chicago White Sox. Pirates get a little bit more than $243,000 back in international bonus money. I asked this question to Chris Muller earlier during KDKA News at 4. I'll ask you a little bit of a similar version of it. The production that you saw from Jarrod Dyson as a Pirate, was it what you expected, a little bit more or a little bit less?
Well, I mean, a guy that weighs, what's he, about 160 pounds that couldn't even hit his weight. I mean, I'm not even sure what the, what the question is here, because when they signed him, I mean, we all knew he was a really good glove with not a very good bat, and he turned out to be just that, but I don't even think those of us who didn't have high expectations for him, I mean, we all felt like he could at least hit the Mendoza line, right, Josh? I mean, he could at least hit the 200. I mean, he hit 157. So the fact that Ben Cherington got anything at all for him is a big win for the Pirates.
I think it really speaks to the profile we've seen from Ben Cherington. If you've ever followed his resume, he's really, really, good on trying to stock up that international bonus pool, if you will. He's really, really big on going after some of those players in the international market. So I guess I'm not as shocked there. But when you look at some of the pieces on this team that have been talked about already, we've already heard rumors about Chad Kuhl, Trevor Williams maybe being linked to Toronto. We've heard Keone Kela being possibly linked to San Diego per The Athletic. So a lot flying around as to other pieces that might be away from this roster in the next few days.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I think that, he said everything is on the table, everyone is on the table, and they should be. And I don't know that people should expect really big returns, but to your point, I mean, the fact that he was able to get rid of Jarrod Dyson and get a little bit of international money back, international pool money back, I mean, that helps in building the program and building the organization, and every little bit helps. So if you can get some, single A guys back and double A guys back, and start to restock the minor league system, you know what? That's a win if you ask me.
Now, Ben Cherington also said last week that there's nobody that he feels like he has to move, and there's no players that are untouchable in your estimation. Who are the guys that he might have to move now?
Well, I mean, I think that you probably should try and get something for Gregory Polanco, but I don't know what you're going to get for him, obviously. If you're not going to sign Josh Bell long term, I think you might want to talk about trying to see what you can get for him now, so that you're not in a situation where everybody knows you have to trade him. Hey, my thing is Brian Reynolds is a younger star kind of player, I guess, but if someone gives you a good package for him, I can't make a case, honestly, Josh, for not trading anybody. To me, I think anybody that calls that has a deal that makes any kind of sense, you almost have to really entertain it.
Now, I will say this much. We've seen this team make some different moves here in the past couple of years as far as bringing in free agent outfielders. And that takes us to our tweet of the night, sponsored by Tri-County Office Furniture. And that comes from a colleague of both of ours, Chris Adamski from the Trib, who says the past two off seasons, the Pirates signed 3 free agent outfielders. Their tenures in Pittsburgh: Lonnie Chisenhall, 0 games, 0 hits. Guillermo Heredia, 8 games, 3 hits. Jarrod Dyson, 21 games, 8 hits. Total was 29 games, 11 hits, 0 extra base hits, and 73 plate appearances. A negative 0.6 wins above replacement. 164 batting average, 232 on base percentage, 164 slugging percentage. Now, one guy who's not included in that group is Melky Cabrera, because he was a guy who they acquired and actually was somewhat productive, and then eventually he was sent on his way. But I'll ask you this question, Paul. As far as moving forward with this group? We've heard talk about Cabrian Hayes possibly being a guy that should be up with this group. And there's been some calls on this show particularly to maybe get the kids some opportunity. Is that something that sounds plausible right now, even if you can move some of these guys?
Well, I mean, I think, Hayes should be here, and she should be up here and playing. Josh, I think the big thing you got to be concerned of is what is the outfield of the future? I mean, you've got Brian Reynolds. Okay. What do you got for, are you really going to go with Cole Tucker if he can't hit? Is he going to be your center fielder? In right field, you've got Polanco for at the very most maybe one more year. What do you have behind him? I mean, it's clear that they've called on Jason Martin. I don't necessarily know that they have a lot of other issues, a lot of other options. So the outfield to me is a real concern moving forward, just from the standpoint of I don't know. And if you move on from Reynolds, I really don't know what you have there.
Well, just for an update on the score right now, currently 9-1, Brewers leading the Pirates. Jed Jerko has 2 home runs in this game, by the way, former West Virginia Mountaineer. We will take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Steelers' defense. One of their veteran players talked about the possibility of what the defensive backfield could be like. We'll talk about that when we come back. Stick around.